Welcome to Service Done Right, a podcast dedicated to transforming the service industry. I'm your host, DJ Biersack, and I'm joined by Reach CEO and founder, Greg Biersack.
DJ, as always, it's wonderful to be with you.
I'm looking forward to diving into more of what sets Reach apart from any other service provider. And I think one of those things, namely, is you've talked about it plenty of times of not only doing reactive service, but really doing proactive service and the difference that makes, not only for what the technician's relationship is that we've talked about so many times, that being paramount, but also for the actual production and the difference that makes for every office of being able to not just respond to emergencies, but really be able to prevent them. And so let's just dive in a little bit to that and why that's so essential to Reach and why did that become an important part of what you do and what you see for all of your technicians in the first place.
Yeah. Well, our clients rely on their equipment for their production. Right? And the way I look at it, the way that we look at it is that we need to protect that production, right? That each of our guys sees that an important part of what they do. Our clients want their equipment to be stable. They want it to be predictable. And when we do that, it helps to lower their stress. And then finally, for our guys, if they can do service in a more proactive way, in a more preventive way, it allows them to plan things. And the more that they can plan things, it means the less that they need to be reactive, the less they need to be handling emergency situations all the time. And when they can do that, then they can be more productive, that they can be more efficient, and that their stress can be lower as well. So a big part of it is protecting that production, lowering stress for our clients, but also lowering stress for our technicians.
That makes sense. From the get, it seems like that, lowering stress for all parties is part of what makes the Reach service experience stand out from any other service. And I think that's the direction that most people want to go moving forward, not just within dental, but within service in general, is being able to really have that peace of mind associated with being able to know that your equipment is in a good state, whether, whatever it might be, of being able to know that and know that the person you have a relationship with that's going to take care of those things knows the equipment well and is already taking care of it in the long run, and being able to see, kind of projecting more of what that'll look like over time and be able to make recommendations off of that. So, let's talk a little bit more about how does that preventive service work, and what's the process of being able to get an office onto really what preventive service looks like in the Reach ReCare program, but then also of what that process looks like for a technician going through that with a client?
Yeah. It really all starts with an equipment health check. An equipment health check is something that we do for all of our clients, existing and new, and it's really a 5 to 7 minute overall observation of how things are going and how things look within the office, right? We're looking for patterns. We're looking for things that could be problems in the office. And our technicians then put together something that is like a green, yellow, red. And it's a baseline for the office, right? It doesn't tell exactly what's going on. It's not like a detailed inspection at that point.
Right.
It's really a starting point. And now our technicians can get into that conversation about, this is where I see things from a baseline standpoint, and they can figure out, okay, what direction do we want to go in order to A, keep your equipment healthy, or B, move to a healthier place, right? And once they've established that baseline, and now we know what kind of direction to go, that's when ReCare really kicks in. Where ReCare kicks in, where they say, okay, we're going to inspect everything at a real detailed level. And then we're going to fix all the small things that we can fix quickly. We're also going to take care of things that need to be taken care of on an annual basis, like filters and a compressor. And then the third really important component is the recommendations that our guys provide to our clients, right? That they see themselves as partners with that dental office, and they have a ReCare recommendations meeting with the client to walk through. This is what I saw, this is what I did, and these are the things that we should do. And it really lays out a plan for it. The dental offices want to be able to have a plan, the technicians want to be able to have a plan, And they can say, okay, here's the things that we'll take care of over the next month. Here's the things that we could take care of in 2 to 4 months. Maybe here's things that we'll take care of on the next recare. And so between the equipment health check, the recare, and the recommendations, it really sets our clients on a path where things are much more proactive. Things are much more predictable. Things are much more stable, and offices' equipment is much more healthy. So we're really protecting their production.
Right. It sounds like that's the ideal experience for a dental office, that up until this point, most people haven't been able to experience something that is that long-term and that predictable, like you said. And so to be able to know that over that 3 to 6 to 12 month period of time, that not only your equipment is taken care of, but that you have somebody looking out for it and being able to give you recommendations along the way, that it avoids surprises, and it helps to minimize the stress associated with things that you're not even expecting that's going to go wrong, because you have somebody there that can really see it and pinpoint those things ahead of time. So I think that is a really unique part of what makes Reach. And so thanks so much for going into that and what sets Reach apart, and how the ReCare experience with this whole proactive approach is really something special for every office that Reach serves.
Yeah, we're real proud of what we do for our clients, and it really fits in well with our technicians and who they are. They want to work in a structure. They want to work where there's clear processes, and this really fits well into that. And so glad that it works for our guys, glad that it works for our clients.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for joining us for another episode of Service Done Right. This is a podcast dedicated to transforming the service industry. I'm your host, DJ Biersack, and I'm joined by CEO and founder, Greg Biersack. Greg, thanks so much.
DJ, as always, it's great to be with you.